Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're coming back, y'all hear that? I fixed my smoke detector, so you guys can't hear a peep. I had enough calls, and so I answered with fixing my smoke detector because yeah, my safety does matter, but also the noise, unbearable for a few people. So thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so I fixed that. I did my nails, no more red chipped nail polish. Let's go. I did them the other day and I'm pretty proud of them. But yeah, so this week's video is just gonna kind of be like a little chat, like you and me between a screen, and we're just gonna kind of talk about things that matter with mental health. At least personally. I'll make probably a few kind of videos like this because I mean, if everyone likes the setup, of course. Like, if you don't like the way this video was set up, you thought it was lame, whatever, let me know. But, like, I don't know. I think this is a good way to kind of put smaller topics into a video because I can't really talk about these topics for a very long time. So I'm just gonna kind of, yeah. I mean, unless you have a conversation with me, because my conversations last forever. In fact, I do not know how to end a conversation, so it's a gift and a curse. So let's get to it. The first thing we're gonna talk about is like kind of the idea of trying to be happy, because I think that's a lot of people's problems going into like a mental health type thing, was that personally even trying to be happy just really, like, I don't know, like if you're trying to be happy, then anything minor that like happens that's like a negative thing personally like shot me down. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm on this journey, like why is this happening to me? But really, like it, you know, like if you're doing it right and you're just kind of going with the flow like happiness does, you'll be okay. Like I think once I realized that what was more important was just like my wellness rather than my like happiness, like my mental health is more important than my happiness, because it's how you react to something versus like kind of like life going its pace and something bad happens and you you just automatically are like, why is the world saying I'm not supposed to be happy? Like I think that was one thing that I had to change within myself, was like, oh, it's not my goal to be happy, it's my goal to just, you know, like to be okay if something bad happens, but also like enjoy those spurts of happiness that I'm like getting gifted with. Like right now in this period of my life, right, like as we go through it, geez, if I can get a point across, I'm very happy. Like I think there's so many reasons to why I am happy, and I'm kind of just more taking it in rather than being like, in my past I'd more be like, okay, so when will it end? Because I know that something's gonna happen and I'm not gonna be happy. And that, like, going from me kind of almost manifesting bad things to happen to just enjoy the little things that are happening to me that's making me happy, really like shifted my mental health for the better, really. So I suggest, you know, like don't try to be happy, because happiness it comes in waves, whatever. I'd say like a person always, like there's always going to be something you're going to go through. So I say if you know how to react to it, like I said, then that's going to be very important. But also like taking in the little things. Like I think that's the most important thing to take out of that, is that once I realized that if I'm not grateful for waking up in the morning, like that's something that I should be grateful for. And just, I don't know, like I think trying to be happy will be a downfall, or like almost like a disappointment, because not everything's gonna make you happy. You know, there's gonna be people in your life trying to shoot you down. I say if you try to just go with the flow, you'll get through it. So just go with the flow. That's the thing I'm trying to get across, is go with the flow. Let things happen. In a good way. But yeah, that's my opinion, I guess, on how trying to be happy kind of is self-sabotage. It's more just enjoy where you're at and take it all in. Life has its moments, so just let it bring its moments to you and see how you do with it, you know? My next topic is going to be my journal. I'm reading out of it kind of, but not really, because I only wrote like 2 bullet points per thing and I kind of am building off of it. But this is my journal, got it from Target. I did recently get done with one of my other journals, and yeah, I think that was an accomplishment. I've been doing it every day, so I think it's very like, that's one of my goals, and I finally kind of achieved that, so I was really excited. But with my journal, I do have a few tips on journaling, because I think it was really hard to get started and kind of stay consistent, which is a very important thing, is staying consistent with journaling. Because if you're just journaling when you're down, then you're just gonna look back at it and be like, why was I so sad? And like, it won't benefit you if you're just journaling when you're down, because you're supposed to be journaling when you're having a good day, when you're having a pretty midday, if you're like down in the dumps, like whatever. Like, I go through my journal and I can find like, I title like every single journal entry. So like, I'll go through it and be like, oh, like I remember this was a really good day, or like I was mad this day, like, and I remember that. And like, yeah, it's also that and journal prompts. Like I write about my day every single day, but then also if I want to write a little bit more and kind of expand on my ideas, I do look up journal prompts on Pinterest, because there are so many, like there's so many things you can write about and like just go on and on about. Like I remember I did a journal entry on like how did I get to where I am type thing, and I went on for like literally 6 pages. Like I just wrote about like kind of every little mishap, every little great thing that happened, and like kind of what I take out of everything. Or like, I don't know, like even going deeper and being like, what was one thing in your childhood that affected you today? And like kind of just building off that. Like I think that's really awesome. But yeah, like just kind of going through all of your ideas is like, it really helps, because it makes you feel like so much more self-aware, like, and being like, oh, like this is how I really am. Like, it's in a journal, like it's written proof. And being honest in your journal, that too. Like at first I was like almost lying to myself. Like I was like, it was a good day, knowing that I had like 2 mental breakdowns, because like I just didn't want to admit it to my own journal, like as if anyone's gonna read it. Hopefully not. But like, I think that's important too, is being honest, writing down things every single day rather than just when you're down or just when you're up, and getting to know yourself a little bit better. That's very important. I think that really helped me. I'd say invest in a journal. Like Dollar Tree has journals. They're pretty cute, actually. Like I fight the urge, because I do have an obsession with buying pens and like markers and journals, like sketchbooks. Oh my gosh, it's really bad, but I've actually gotten better, because I I won't expand on that. That's too much. But I think invest in a journal. Get to know yourself a little bit better. Writing it down, and I don't know, it feels a lot better when you're writing down things that you are thinking in that day. Like, because you don't have to talk about it. Like you just gotta write it down and just keep it in a notebook. That's just, it doesn't involve anybody, you know? So I think that's a very healthy thing that stuck with me, and is still gonna stick with me for probably the rest of my life. Like I think a journal is amazing. It's a written documentary. Like it's just about yourself. Like you just, I don't know, like that's what my main goal. Like I have a few journals that I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait to like read this in like 20 years and be like, geez, it was ridiculous. Like, or like almost be proud of like how far I go and be like, oh my gosh, like little me would be so happy that I'm here now, you know, like, I don't know. I think journaling's super important. Now let's go to my last topic. This has been kind of jumping around, but almost like leading up to this. The art of being or having alone time and enjoying it. I think alone time has such like almost like a lame type of thing around it, which actually sucks because I used to be that way where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm alone today, like that's scary, like, oh, like why don't my friends like me enough to hang out with me? And I was so worried about what everyone else was doing, like, and everyone else was hanging out with their friends, whatever, or like, yeah, just kind of worrying about whatever anyone else is doing, and not just accepting that like I really need alone time. Like, I didn't realize that until I got to college, because I don't know, like I think we spent COVID time like by ourselves a lot of the time. Like if you're like me, like I spent a lot of time in my room, like a lot of us did, and I think it was great that I did spend a lot of time spend a lot of time alone, just because I really got to know myself. Like I was really like into like writing at the time, and I mean I still do expand on a lot of writing stuff, but I think being alone, because it does have a bad thing, people don't want to spend a lot of time alone, but being alone is good. Like I think that's it's almost like a power sign when I see when I hear that somebody is able to spend time alone and enjoy that. I feel like those people are the people that are they're comfortable with who they are, and I feel like a lot of people aren't, especially now that like social media exists, because they're trying to be so like much like everyone else. And it's like, I mean, spend some time alone, you know, disconnect, be in tune with yourself. I'm gonna do a video on social media, and you know, like it's not lame to be alone. Like I think being alone is so beautiful. You get to just spend time with yourself. Like you can be productive, I mean, I'm like just doodling. Literally, all I'm doing is drawing a bunch of flowers. And I'm alone. Like, and I'm like, oh, this is cute. Like, I can't wait to look at this in a few months when I'm done with my sketchbook. And I remember I was just chilling in my room. Like, I think it's really good for your self-care. Spending time alone, getting to know yourself, being comfortable in your own skin. Like, I know, I can spend a lot of time alone, but there's like a healthy mix there. Like I do, and I'm a very social person, so I do need to be socializing with people when I'm not trying to be alone all day. But I mean, yeah, I think let's normalize being alone and not responding to people for hours. I know I'm a master at not responding to people on Snapchat, but I get a lot of alone time and I am a lot happier because of it. So, I don't know. I think that's very important. Alone time is beautiful. Spend some time alone. Go outside and spend some time alone. You know, like, life is beautiful. It's what you make it. You're gonna be with yourself forever. So, why don't you just love yourself enough to spend some time alone? But yeah, this is the video for this week. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope everyone has a beautiful day, a beautiful week until the next one, as the next video is what I mean. But yeah, love you guys. You know, peace on the streets.